And welcome to Bradley the Singing Chef. Today I am making a spectacular side dish for you that I call white roasted veggies. It's as simple as it could be, a little bit of chopping all in one dish, roasted off in the oven. You're gonna love this. It is so tasty and pretty easy to put together. So let's get going. All right, the first thing I've got are some yellow gold potatoes, okay? These are, you can use actually baby new potatoes. You may have to break those down a little bit less, but this is what I had. So I want those to be cut down into about yay big. So for me, some of the potatoes had to be quartered, some of them had to be sixthed. That's hard to say. So I'm just gonna break them down until they are about the size that I need, which is, I don't know, about an inch to 2 inches thick on these small cuts of these potatoes. Leave the skin on, don't waste your time worrying about taking the peel off. There's flavor in there and it's totally okay. Yeah, that was pretty small, so that didn't take much chopping. So now that I've got, this is probably, I think I used 6 of these yellow gold potatoes. You may need more if you're using a smaller potato, obviously. I would not use a russet. I don't think it works nearly as well as those smaller potatoes. So stick to those. You could use the baby reds too, but then I don't think you can call it white roasted veggies at that point. So anyway, all of these potatoes are gonna go into this baking dish over here. And then we're gonna move on to our next veggie, which are parsnips, okay? When I'm normally roasting these, I actually take the peel off and core them and all that good stuff. This recipe, you don't even have to do that much. All you've gotta do is chop off the top end, and then I'm gonna just go in at an angle and take chunks of these parsnips until I get down here to the bigger end. I'm gonna cut that in half because I still want approximately the same size on these. Rough chop, nothing crazy or fancy. Although in the dish, this really does look classy and beautiful, this side dish. All that parsnip goes into our mix. Toss that stem into my garbage bowl. Same thing with this last one. Just 2 parsnips is plenty. Take off that end too. Go in at an angle. I love the different kinds of vegetables in this, partly for flavor, but also just for like a difference in texture along the way with every bite. Great, so 2 parsnips into the mix. Now, the next vegetable we are gonna tackle today is something that you haven't seen me cook with before, but is fennel. Looks a little bit like an alien, but this is a beautiful vegetable to roast, to cook with in general. It has a slight anise flavor, but the anise flavor when you roast this vegetable sweetens up quite a bit. So the first thing we're gonna do is get the only non-white part of the veggie dish, which is our garnish. And I'm gonna actually use these beautiful green fennel frawns for some garnish on the dish. So I'm just gonna pick those off the top of this fennel, get several. It almost looks like fresh dill, which I guess you could use dill if you wanted to use it as a garnish. If your particular fennel didn't come with this many gorgeous green, I mean, this one is full. You need a haircut. But man, they are beautiful. I'm just gonna pick several of those, and I have this glass of water over here, not for me to have a drink of water. It's actually for these frawns. I'm gonna just toss those into some ice water, and that's gonna keep those nice and fresh. Just leave that to the side, they'll stay just fine, and then when we're ready for them, we will garnish. All right, all the extra frawns that I don't need, I can kind of pull those off and away. You can throw them in the dish, but again, I really just want the fresh green color more than I actually want fronds into the actual mixture. So I'm going to take all those off of this fennel, rip off these little bitty limbs, and then I'm going to take these, they look like celery stalks almost, these larger pieces of fennel. There's plenty of flavor there and I am not going to waste it. So I'm just going to run my knife through a pretty quick, just chop through these little stalks. Same thing with this one. You can smell that little bit of anise licorice flavor as I chop this actually. They're so fragrant. But like I said, if you're not a licorice fan, these really do mellow out when they are in the cooking process. Okay, so that's all those little pieces and they can go into our baking dish as well. Now let's talk about this fennel bulb and what we are going to do with it. All we are going to do is I'm going to take right down the center all the way to the root of this fennel. And you see these beautiful layers that are inside your fennel bulb. The goal is going to be to take tiny cross sections down all the way to the root, okay? So that's what I'm going to do here. I just wasn't sure you'd be able to see that truly. And because you've got a big section of it, you can get a really firm grip on one side of it so that you can make these tiny little sort of 1 centimeter slices down through the full cross section of the fennel. And it gives you this beautiful, like fanned out places for this to get crunchy and gorgeous as it roasts. Yeah, I mean, the anise flavor is so slight in the bulb. I could eat this whole thing without even cooking it, which you can do, by the way. All right, so I'm just gonna keep breaking down this fennel bulb, and I have an additional fennel bulb. I'm gonna do 2 into this dish, and I will be right back. Welcome back, y'all. Okay, so I'm reserving the right to change my mind during a dish. I told you I was gonna use 2 bulbs of fennel, but these fennel bulbs were pretty big and bulky, so I really only needed the 1 fennel bulb. So again, 1 or 2, that's going to depend on 2 things: the size of the fennel bulb and the size of your dish. And I saw that my dish was getting pretty full, so I didn't want to go really any further. All right, the last ingredient that is going to go in as a veggie are artichoke hearts. Now, breaking down a raw artichoke and roasting it and all of those things would take us another 30 to 40 minutes probably. But thankfully, the market does the majority of that work for us when you have jarred baby artichoke hearts. Time saver, life saver. So I'm going to take these out of the jar, and look, they're already like perfectly prepped for you. And I'm going to use several of these, and I'm just gonna run my knife through like once, because these are pretty small, to break them apart. Let's see how many I want. I may use this whole jar actually. I love artichokes. Oh my gosh, you give me a good artichoke dip, spinach artichoke dip, I am a happy man. At some point, I'm gonna have to have my dear friend Sarah Whittemore come on Bradley the Singing Chef and show you her artichoke dip. It is life-changing, and everyone should experience it. So I told her the other day that I wanted to make that happen. All right, how many more are in here? Ooh, 1, some nicety snacks. Last one. Yeah, I'm using the whole jar, all of it. Beautiful. Those go into the party over here. And then all I am going to do with that is make sure that I season all of my vegetables. So the first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of drizzle of regular extra virgin olive oil. But because I want flavor, lots of flavor, this jar of goodness that the Artichoke Hearts came in, it's going to get just maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2 tablespoons of that oil mixture into the party. A little bit of salt over everything. Pretty heavy because there's quite a bit of veggies in here. Potatoes don't have much flavor on their own, so that's why we're trying to put as much flavor around them as we can. Same thing for the black pepper. A pretty generous portion of black pepper. For some reason, to me, fennel and black pepper are like best friends. So I want quite a bit of ground black pepper into the mix. Then I am pretty good to go. This is going to go into a preheated oven at around 400 degrees. And we're going to leave it in there for I think around 30 or 35 minutes, covered with aluminum foil. Last thing I need to add before I put it to bed is some water. I've got about, I'd say, a cup or so of water. It's going to go in. That's going to help to steam and cook through all of these beautiful white vegetables that are in the mix. Take out some aluminum foil. Over lengthwise. And then I'm going to do another layer horizontally across because I want this to stay pretty tight so it's got a good covering to steam within. So just one piece all the way across and under the outside to just tighten down your foil. Great. Now that I've got it all covered, I'm going to pop it into that oven at 400 degrees. It's going to cook in there for about an hour before we do our last step. We'll take that out. I'll show you the last step. You are going to want this dish all the time. I'm so excited. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back. It's been about an hour or so, and all these veggies have a nice little jacuzzi slumber. So I'm going to take off this tin foil that we use to wrap her up and put her to bed. Let's see what we got. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. First of all, getting a facial from the steam, but the smell is amazing. Oh my gosh. And all of those vegetables are so tender. Oh my gosh. Okay, last step. We are gonna take a bowl, and in that bowl, we are gonna put about 1/2 to 2/3 a cup of heavy cream. It's about to get creamy, y'all. You're not even ready. And then to that cream, we are gonna add Parmesan cheese, fresh grated parm. And I'm gonna put probably, I don't know, 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup, just kind of eyeballing it into this cream. Oh yeah. Then, just to loosen this up a little bit, I've just got a splash of water. Okay. Put that in there. Take a little whisk and put that cheese into the cream mixture. Oh yeah. Make sure you get all the cheese down in there. I think I actually want more cheese. Who doesn't want more cheese? Great. Because I want this to be spoonable, but I don't want it to be completely liquid. And I think I might have overdone it with my water. So to balance that, put a little bit more cheese, never hurt anybody. all that mixed down in there. There's quite a bit of salt in the parm, but there's nothing wrong with a little hit of some black pepper in this mixture. Then we are going to take this cheesy, creamy mixture and just spoon it all in these beautiful veggies. And then once we get this all over the veggies, we are going to leave this uncovered so the foil is gone. In my life, we're going to put it back in that 400-degree oven for another 20 or so minutes. Almost there, guys. Ooh, it's really tempting to not just eat this because it smells so good. Great. Last little drizzle. Perfect. And just because we can, make it rain. More just straight up shredded parm all over the top because we're hoping that that cheese is going to get a little crispier and golden over the top of all these veggies. And since we're making white veggies, why not a little snow, hey? Oh yeah. There we go, probably about a half a cup of finely shredded parm. I'm gonna pop this back in the 400-degree oven. Stay tuned, we are coming right back and we're gonna taste this bad boy. All right, y'all, we are back. It's so ready. Oh my gosh, this kitchen smells gorgeous. Look at this dish. I mean, it's perfect just the way it is. Crispy Parmesan cheese all over those perfectly cooked vegetables. The last step, remember those fennel frawns that we took off of the Fennel Bulb? Put those in this ice water over here. I'm just gonna take some of those out of the ice water. And I'm just gonna pick them apart. These little branches of beautiful green are gonna pop against all these white vegetables. I mean, it's gonna be beautiful. Cannot wait. All right, going in. Just dropping a few of those all over the top. All these beautiful veggies. This side dish, I know sometimes people are like, fennel, I'm intimidated. I don't know if I feel comfortable enough to make it, but this method is so simple and easy. I mean, the oven does all the work. It's really just a prep work job from the beginning. And once you know how to just thinly slice through, you are good to go. I mean, I have to show you guys how beautiful this dish is. It is so elegant, classy. Look at all of that. Gorgeous veggie goodness. Those pops of the green fennel fronds, I just think that's beautiful. All right, time to do the taste. I'm so excited. Just see if I can get a little bit of everything in here. There's some fennel and potato, parsnip. I gotta have an artichoke. Come on, y'all. Let's get in there. Oh, potato is so tender. So is the parsnip. It's so perfect. A little fennel, a potato. Oh my goodness. You guys. I'm gonna want this like all the time, and so are you. Yes, the flavor of that fennel added to the parsnip, potatoes, and then that sort of brininess from the beautiful canned jarred artichokes. Who knew? This could go with anything. It would be beautiful with chicken, with fish, any kind of seafood. I mean, I would serve this instead of mashed potatoes every day of the week. I love mashed potatoes, but this flavor, I mean, it's so worth it, guys. I hope you will try this recipe for yourself. I think you're gonna love it. I also hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bradley the Singing Chef. Follow me on Instagram if you'd like to. Bradley the Singing Chef Roberts is there as well. Like and share these videos with your friends. Try them. I want you to get cooking. Join me. I hope you'll eat well. Love always. Bon appetit, y'all.